Let's just start this. Well, which line passes through point A? So we're only going to use point A and is perpendicular to CD. So here's CD. You guys see that? Okay. So which line passes through point A and is perpendicular to CD? You should pause this and write down what you think the answer is. So go ahead and get that ready. All right, so you're naming a line that's perpendicular to CD. So that would be AD. Line AD, and you should write it like that. Can you see that on that screen? Use black. AD, and it's perpendicular. Okay? Number 2, classify the pair of numbered angles. All right, so basically what that's asking, it's not asking for acute or obtuse, it's asking for positions. The names of those 4 theorems we've been talking about. So in number 2, write down what you think the answer is. All right, so you have angle 3 and angle 6. Those are alternate interior angles. Inside the 2 lines that aren't necessarily parallel, that doesn't say they're parallel, but inside those 2 lines and alternating around the transversal. So alternate interior angles. Now find the value of x. Everybody take a second and try to figure that out. These are parallel lines. All right. So these are, first of all, what are they to each other? How did you classify them? What theorem? Consecutive interior, which means they're supplementary. So you would say 8x plus 1 plus 83 equals 180. All right, so 8x plus 84 equals 180. And subtract the 84, you get 96, and divide off the 8, x equals 12. All right. Who got it right? Awesome. Everybody do number 4 here. Obviously, number 4, you can't use that. So draw AH. So you're going to draw AH so that BGC, so BGC, and EFA are alternate exterior angles. All right, so BGC is this angle here. It's wanting alternate exterior angles. All right, so that means you need to draw another line. And F and E are on part of the angle that leads to A. F must be the vertex that's also on line A. So these are alternate exterior angles. So I'm going to draw through F because that's the vertex. And I have E, F, and I'll say A is over here. Because it has to be exterior and it has to be alternating on the other side of the transversal. If I would put A over here, then EFA would have been on the same side of the transversal. That's not on the quiz tomorrow. But it helps you to practice your theorems, okay? All right, so let's go on and do some freehand stuff here. And you tell me some things, all right? Okay. So name name these angles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So let me have you name angle 1 and angle 8. Name that. Then I'm going to give some other ones. Angle 2 and angle 3. Angle 4 and angle 5. And angle 3 and angle 5. Okay, what's angle 1 and angle 8? alternate exterior angles. Not sure why this is sitting here like this. Alternate exterior angles. Angle 2 and angle 3, somebody else? Vertical angles, once you've answered, don't answer. Angle 4 and angle 5. Angle 4 and angle 5. Alternate interior angles. And angle 3 and angle 5. I made a mess of that. Consecutive interior angles. All right. All right, well, I guess I got to stay in between the lines here. All right, let's do this part again. 1, 2, change the numbers up a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, name angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Okay. So now I want you to name all pairs of corresponding angles right now. List them as pairs. Okay. Sorry. Let's go with angle 2. Whoops. Angle 2 and what? Shout it out. Angle 6, angle 4, and angle 8, angle 3, angle 7. Any others? We just did 1 and 5. Okay, good. All right. So if angle 2, the measure of angle 2, is equal to 100 degrees, tell me the measure of angle 3, the measure of angle 6, and the measure of angle 5, please. Okay, so angle 2 is 100 degrees. So that means angle 3 must be 100 degrees. Why? Vertical angles. Again, we're going to use that all year. Okay, angle 6 is what to angle 2? Corresponding, which means 100 degrees. All right, and then we have angle 5. What is angle 5 to angle 2? Nothing, right? So how do you find angle 5? Angles, you could do angle 6. Angle 2 and angle 6 are a linear pair, or excuse me, angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding, so angle 5 and angle 6 are a linear pair. Angle 2 and angle 3 are vertical angles, and 3 and 5 are consecutive, which is the same thing as a linear pair, except they don't form a straight line there. They're still supplementary. Okay, so supplementary means what? 180, so what is angle 5? 80 degrees. So we're going to make this up, which means it's probably not going to come out nice and neat. You work this out. Find the value of x. 3x plus 2 and x minus 4. Let's do x plus 4. Let's find the value of x. Okay. What'd you do? How do you solve it, is what my question is. They are corresponding angles. So you set them equal to each other. 3x plus 2 equals x plus 4. So I'm going to subtract the x. And I get 2x plus 2 equals 4. Subtract 2. I get 2x equals 2. And then I divide off the 2. And I get x equals 1. Who got x equals 1? Okay. Okay, if this is 4x minus 3, and this is 110 degrees. Find the value of x, please. All right. So what are they to each other? Classify them. Alternate interior angles. So what do you do with them? Set them equal to each other. All right. So 4x minus 3 is equal to 110 degrees. So we're going to add 3. 4x equals 113 and divide by the 4. So obviously that's a crazy number. All right. So hopefully they work out a little nicer on the quiz. So when we make them up, this is kind of what happens. All right, let's move on. Okay, the question is, can you prove this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you prove, this is a yes or no question or true or false type of question. Is angle 1, is it congruent to angle 4? Yes, because they're vertical angles. And you would say, on the quiz, you say yes, vertical angles. Always prove what you're saying, okay? Vertical angles. All right, how about, can you prove angle 3 is congruent to angle 6? Yes or no? So what you're going to want to do on the quiz is, if it's not marked correctly, then you need to make sure you're answering correctly. These are not marked as parallel. Okay, they will be marked on the quiz. All right. So since these are not marked as parallel, we cannot say for sure that angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. So no, we can't prove it. But if I were to put the marks on here, then you say yes by, what is 3 and 6? Alternate interior angles. Everybody understand? Now there's one question on here. It's weird. I don't know why they couldn't get the symbols. It looks like that for parallel. And they do use that symbol in the book as parallel as well for some reason. But most of them have these little dark triangles on them. So watch out for that. If they, let's put another one on here. So these two, you don't have to mark this. I'm just pointing this out. If they have 2, it's just like the hash marks. That means these 2 are parallel to each other. Okay? All right. If you see 2 parallel lines like this, and one has a single triangle and the other one has a double, they are not parallel to each other. That's what that means. Everybody good? All right. All right, let's go through this together. It looks really ugly. So given A and B are parallel, so A and B are parallel, C and D are parallel, and E and F are parallel. Okay, so all the ones that appear to be parallel are parallel, all right? And they are marked. The measure of angle 7 is 24, so upper right, this is 24 degrees. All right? The measure of angle 20 is 80 degrees. Okay? So it wants you to find the measure of all the angles. All right, so pick one. Raise your hand, pick one, and tell me why it is. Start with the easiest ones.
Angle 8 is 24 degrees. It's a vertical angle.
Vertical angles. Angle 8 here is 24 degrees. Vertical angles. Okay. What else? 22 is 80 degrees. Okay. Let me use a different color here. And this is 24. That's hard to see. All right, so the measure of angle 22 is 80. Vertical angles as well. What else do we know? 21 is 100 degrees. I guess I'll use black, it's easier. Okay. What else? 19 is 100. Vertical angles. or a linear pair. How about going across the parallel lines here with angle 24? Come on. Okay, Deegan, what's angle 12? Upper right. What's the classification from angle 12 to 24 degrees? So you got two parallel lines cut by this transversal. What are these to each other? Corresponding, which means? Yeah, so angle 12 is 24 degrees. Okay. Keep going. Yep, angle 13 is 24 degrees. Okay, so getting closer. So I'm going to pull this out here. This is 24 degrees. This is angle 10 and angle 16. How many degrees are in a triangle?
180.
180. So we're going to get close to what that is eventually. So keep thinking about that. What's angle 11? 156. Because of consecutive interior angles or a linear pair. And angle 14 is 156 degrees. All right. What about... What's that?
Can I say another one?
Yeah.
Angle 6 is 56 degrees.
Why is it 56 degrees?
Well, angles 6 and 4, 5, whichever one's 24 degrees. Why? It's an invertible angle with angle 20 be 80 degrees in that area.
Wait, say it again. Start over.
Your first angle 20 would be the same as angle 6 and
Which angle is the same as angle 6?
angle 20, which is 80 degrees, minus 24, which would be the angle, so you get angle 6. Your vertical angles corresponding.
Going. Do all the easiest ones first. What's angle 1 to angle 5? I'm sorry, I should have put that down there. 56 for you.
Corresponding angles.
Corresponding angles. Hey, Chloe, what's angle 4? It's hard to understand with your eyes closed. Vertical angles. What's angle 2?
80 degrees.
And angle 3 is 80 degrees. Okay. So now we have these two parallel lines. Let's go this way. Angle 1 to angle 27. Corresponding angles. Stop talking. Angle 32 is 100 degrees. All right. We'll stop there and I'll continue with the other class. You can try on your own then. Try to get it. All right, so we're going to start this problem over. This is at the end of what we did first period. I want to start with this. You have to tell me what all the angles are. So what appears to be parallel is parallel. They are marked. And then they give you angle 7 to be 24. So we can put 24 degrees in the upper right there. And angle 20, which is in the bottom right, that's 80. So I'll tell you what I told the other students. Start with all the things that you know for a fact what they are. So do all the easy ones first, and then see if you can figure out the other ones. I'll give you 5 minutes. Go. All right, here we go. I gave you 9 minutes. All right, so angle 8 is 24 degrees.
I have that one.
Okay, great. I'm just going to show you some. Angle 6 and 7 are the exact same thing as angle 20. Corresponding angles. So if 6 and 7 added together equal 80, then subtract 24 from 80. All right, you get 56. Get off your phones. Okay, so that's how you get those. If angle 20 is 80, angle 22 is 80, and then you have linear pairs there. Angle 19 and angle 20 are linear pairs, so angle 19 is 100. Angle 21 must be 100. Angle 21 is corresponding to angle 32. That's 100. And so angle 27 is 100. Good so far? Look at angle 5, up top right. Line E is a straight line. It's 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus angle 6 and angle 8 will give you angle 5. So angle 6 and angle 8, that is 80 degrees. So angle 5 is 100, which you should have known that with alternate exterior angles with angle 21. So let's just use angle 5 here and angle 21. Those are alternate exterior angles. Okay? And so that means angle 10 is 100 degrees. We'll just make angle 10 100 there. Okay? Angle 7 and angle 12 are corresponding angles. So that's 24 degrees. So angle 13 is 24 degrees. Angle 11 is the same as angle 5 and angle 6. Or you could do a linear pair with angle 12. You need to stop me if you don't understand what I just said. So angle 11, must be 180 minus 24. Which is how much? 156 degrees, which is what angle 5 and angle 6 are. Angle 5 and angle 6, that matches this angle here. Those are corresponding angles. If you add angle 5 and angle 6 together, that's the same as angle 11. Okay? And then angle 14 is also 156 degrees. Which makes angle 26 156 degrees. Because angle 26 and angle 14 are corresponding angles. Let's probably get rid of that. Okay?
On the test, would we have to write what they were, so I can, if that's what we need to do, the right corresponding?
Yes. If it says justify your answer or explain, that's what it's asking for. Okay? Which if you got the right answer, you should probably know the right word. You've been doing it 3 straight lessons. And you get a review today. Okay? So it's just usually the 4, maybe 6 different answers. Linear pair, vertical angles, and then you have the 4 theorems from last week. Okay? And then if there's another way, because like, look at this triangle on the upper right here. How many degrees are in a triangle? How many degrees? 180. Triangle Sum Theorem. Any three angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Well, we have two of them. We have the 24 and we have the 100. So that's 124. You subtract that from 180. That means angle 16 must be 56 degrees. Which angle 16 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. It's very hard to see with this picture. So angle 6 is 56 degrees. And that means angle 18 is 56 degrees. Why? What's angle 16 to angle 18? Vertical angles. And then again, you have 15 and 17 are vertical angles. 18 and 19 are corresponding, aren't they? 18 and 9, not 19. 18 and 9 are corresponding. So 9 must be 56. And 9 and 15 are consecutive interior, or angle 16 and 15 are a linear pair. Notice 9 and 16 are alternate interior angles. They're the same. Can you guys see that? So a linear pair, subtract 56 from 180 and you get angle 15 and angle 17. So 124. Any other angles on the right side there that we've missed? Okay, let's go down here. 23 is 156 degrees, vertical angles. Now look at this. 27 and 28 are corresponding with angle 23. Aren't those the same angles? So if 27 and 28 added together is supposed to equal 23, then all you have to do is subtract 100 from the 156, and that gives you angle 28. 56 degrees, which is a vertical angle with angle 31. And you have a straight line here. Straight line's 180 degrees. Subtract those two other angles, 156, and you get 24 degrees for angle 30. And also angle 29, vertical angles. Angle 29 and angle 25 are what to each other? What are these two angles to each other? Angle 29 and angle 25. How do you classify them? What name? 25 and 29. Yeah, they're alternating. And they're inside these two parallel lines right here. So alternate interior angles. Are they equal or not? Yeah. All right, so that means this is angle 25 is 24 degrees. And angle 24 is 24 degrees. So now you just have 4 left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, angle 5, oops. Angle 5 and angle 1 are corresponding angles. So angle 5 is 100. Angle 4 is 100, vertical angles. Angle 2 is 80, linear pair. Angle 3 is 80, linear pair. We get them all? That's all of them. Okay. Two parallel lines cut by a transversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Angle 1 is congruent to what angle or angles? Write it down. So angle 1 is congruent to what other angle? Angle 4, why? What? Vertical angles. Okay? And angle 1 is congruent to any other angles? Angle 5, why? Corresponding angles. And we haven't talked about it yet, but alternate exterior angles, we're just going to go ahead and say it. Alternate exterior angle, those are equal as well. Okay, good.
Could you also put corresponding for that since
For 8?
1 is equal to 5?
1 is equal to 5, and then 5 is equal to 8 by vertical angles. Yeah. You'd have to give two. You'd have to say both steps. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The measure of angle 3 is equal to 110 degrees. What is the measure of angle 2?
Did you say 8?
What?
Did you say measure of angle 8?
Measure of angle 3 is 110 degrees.
Oh, I thought you said
Find the measure of angle 2. Find the measure of angle 6, please. Okay, so 3 and 2 are vertical angles. So 110 degrees, vertical angles. Angle 6 is 110 degrees. That's alternate interior angles, which means they're equal as well. That's what you should have written. Who got it right? Okay, awesome. A, B, C, D, Q, R, S, and T. Name all corresponding angles to angle A. All right, you should have only said angle Q. All right. So let's just use angle A here. Angle A is vertical angle with what? Write it down. Angle A is linear with what? Okay, we should have angle A and angle D are vertical angles. Linear pair with angle A would be angle B and angle C. Should add 2 answers there. Linear pair with both of those. Hey, thanks, Noah. Is there enough information? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there enough information to show that angle 1 is congruent to angle 6? So this is a trick question because all these other ones I've not been putting these little symbols on here. On the quiz, if they do not have those symbols, then you can't prove that angle 1 and angle 6 are related to each other at all. Okay, angle 1 is not congruent to angle 6, first of all. Just visually there, angle 1 is acute and angle 6 is obtuse. So there's not enough information if those aren't on there. And even if it was on there, angle 1 is not congruent to angle 6. So you'd say no. All right, so now that we have those on there, also sometimes one of the questions has that on there. Those are just the triangles with not colored in. Okay, that just means they're parallel. Okay, so is there enough information to show that angle 3 is congruent to angle 6 and why? Yes or no and why? All right, so that answer is yes. Alternate interior angles. Okay. All right, here we go. This would be 2x plus 25 and this is 3x plus 15. And again, these are parallel. Find the value of x. You have 60 seconds. All right. They are consecutive interior angles. Who got that far? Understanding that they were consecutive. Okay. So 2x plus 25 plus the 3x plus 15 is equal to 180. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So you have 5x plus 40 equals 180. Subtract the 40. 5x equals 140. Divide by 5. And you get 28. X is 28. Who got it right? Basically. Okay. Let's do 3x plus 9 and x minus 6. Solve for x, please. All right. What are they to each other? Alternate interior angles, which means they are equal. 3x plus 9 is equal to x minus 6. Subtract x. I get 2x plus 9 equals negative 6. Subtract 9. 2x equals negative 15. Divide off the 2. X is negative 15 halves. All right, on the test, they won't be like that. But I made it up, so the numbers are weird. All right, name the theorem. All right, name the theorem. Angle 1 and angle 4. Angle 3 and angle 6. Angle 4 and angle 8. And angle 3 and angle 5. Okay, angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical angles. 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. 4 and 8 are corresponding. And 3 and 5 are consecutive. Quizzes Wednesday. Okay, everybody. Two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So, what?
I'm hungry.
Angle 1 is congruent to what and why? All right. It's congruent to angle 4 by vertical angles. It's also congruent to angle 5 by corresponding angles theorem.
I don't understand any of this stuff, but I'm trying.
It's also congruent to what else? 8. Alternate exterior angles. So you have to memorize what each one is and their positions.
Yes, I do. I was at Dio's house. I put my foot in that. I can't. What? How did this just come about? She usually gonna say it was like the first time I stayed at your house. Don't throw that. We'll get in trouble. You come up on my ass.
The measure of angle 1 is 75 degrees. Find all the other angles. If angle 1 is 75 degrees, angle 4 is 75 degrees. Angle 2 is a linear pair, so it's supplementary. 105 degrees, so angle 3 is 105. Because they add up to 180. Well, a straight line is 180 degrees. Angle 5 is corresponding with angle 1, so it's 75. Angle 8, 75. And then linear pairs.
Stop.
Is this only one of these angle things?
Let's do angle 1, angle 5, angle 3, and angle 6, angle 1 and angle 8, angle 2 and angle 3, and angle 3 and angle 5. What are they to each other? Angle 1 and angle 5 are in the same positions. That means corresponding.
Corresponding, that's what it is.
Okay, that's what I put that first and then I changed it.
Go ahead. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. They're both on the inside, alternating around the transversal. Angle 1 and angle 8, alternate exterior angles.
Too smart.
Angle 2 and angle 3, vertical angles. Angle 3 and angle 5 are consecutive interior angles. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical angles, so they're equal to each other.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so vertical angles, we set them equal to each other. Subtract the 4. Divide off the 2. So x is -1.
I gave up at some point. I was like,
Algebra 2 would be a little harder. 3x plus 5 and 5x plus 20. Solve for x, please. All right, so they're consecutive interior. So you add the two angles together. And they equal 180. So 8x plus 25 is equal to 180. Subtract the 25. And divide off the 8. And on the quiz they should be, I haven't done the quiz yet, but they should be nice and neat numbers.
Can they go over or through?
Well, everything you've been doing when you justify your answer, you're proving it. So you just lead one thing to another. All right, so if the measure of angle 1 is equal to 110 degrees, what is the measure of angle 6 and how do you know? If this is 110, that's 110 vertical angles.
Oh, yeah.
And consecutive means supplementary. So that means 70 degrees. Who got it right? Awesome. So can you prove? So yes or no?
No.
Can you prove?
No.
So write it down. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4, and angle 3 is congruent to angle 6.
I'm not thinking no more. I don't even want to think about what you think about this.
Yeah, that's what it was. His lid was moving her.
So angle 1 and angle 4 are vertical angles. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles, but you can't prove that they're congruent unless you have the symbols on there. So I wanted to make sure you understood that, because that's exactly what they're going to do on the quiz and the test that you take next week. Or the symbol's going to look like this. One of the problems has the little arrows like that. And I'm not talking about the arrows at the end of the line, okay? I don't know why that right there, I'm not sure why they didn't color those in, but there's only one problem that has those on it. The others will have these colored in triangles, so make sure you're ready for that. If they're not on there, do not assume. Now, S and T, they might start out with no symbols, okay? And you have line S and line T, and they say S is parallel to T, then you can say all those things. And then yes, angle 3 would be congruent to angle 6. Okay? But if there's nothing saying that those lines are parallel, you cannot go from one vertex to the other. But vertical angles are equal whether you have parallel lines or not, because they're at the same vertex. Do we understand?
Sure.
Because those are the things everything I'm covering is what you need for the quiz. About if it looks like this. Let's just stick with the 110 degrees things here, and we'll do this, and this is 2x plus 40. That's 2x plus 40. So, can you solve for x? And if you can, tell me what it is. All right. So these little symbols, a single arc means that all single arcs are equal. So 2x plus 40 is equal to 110. So it doesn't say anything about parallel lines, but because those two angles are equal, the lines are parallel because of the alternate interior angles Converse theorem. All right, so subtract 40, divide by 2, x is 35. Who got 35? Okay. So all of those things, what you want to be thinking of.
I can memorize, right?
All right. Angle 1 and angle 4, what are those to each other?
Yeah,
Vertical angles. Angle 3 and angle 5.
they're the interior, the alternate interior. No.
They are interior.
Oh, the one with the C.
Well, there's two C's. There's corresponding and there's consecutive.
No, it's corresponding.
Consecutive.
Same difference.
Angle 2 and angle 3. Vertical. Angle 5 and angle 4.
I'm just trying
Alternate interior.
I thought you said you were done.
to. No, I am. But I'm just trying to keep writing these down.
All right. Angle 2 to angle 8.
2 to 8 is
Corresponding x2.
I was gonna say.
Corresponding is all you need. They're in the same position. Is that right?
Yes.
Are they in the same position, people?
Yes.
Yes.
2 and 8.
No, they're not. That'd be 6 and 2.
Oh, right.
2 and 8. You haven't had this yet, but it should be something that you can say what it is. They're on the same side, so that means consecutive. But they're on the exterior part. So we haven't had a theorem for that, but it means the same thing as consecutive interior. Okay? All right, what about 4 and 3?
They are such a big thing.
Yes. Linear.
Yeah, that's linear. It's not start with an
What does that mean to be linear?
It's for the same line.
Yes.
Adam, 180.
You add them together to equal 180. Okay. Number 7, 5 and 6.
A. Linear.
Linear, they're supplementary. Number 8, 3 and 6.
They are
Alternate
alternate
interior.
And what do you do with those? What does alternate interior mean?
They switch and then again.
Are they equal or are they supplementary?
They're
Equal.
Yeah.
Yes, these need to be moved over. Okay. And again, these will need to be moved. Okay. If the measure of angle 1 is 80, what is the measure of angle 5?
80.
How do you know?
Because it's on the same time.
They're corresponding.
Yeah, that worked too.
Well, if you don't say that, you don't get the credit.
Alright, I'll remember that.
The measure of angle 6 is 120. So what's the measure of angle 4? How do you know?
I have to add 20.
They're consecutive interior angles.
So it's 1 is 50. No, 60.
This was corresponding. Okay. The measure of angle 7 is 150. So what is the measure of angle 2? Why is it 150? Alternate exterior angles.
So that would be
150.
how is it 150?
So angle 7 and angle 2 are alternating around the transversal. They're both exterior. The theorem says they're equal to each other. But if angle 7 is 150, and if you thought they were supplementary, that would mean that angle 2 has to be 30. Does angle 2 look like it's 30? So visually speaking, you should be able to figure out some of these.
Yeah, but I thought you could never go based off of what.
I'll tell you to be prepared for that.
Alright.
Okay? So they're parallel, so they have to be on here correctly. All right. It may not be 100. Obviously, we're using the exact same picture for these angles, and they're not all the same. Okay? All right. The measure of angle 4 is 75. So what is the measure of angle 5?
Under 5.
75. Why is it 75? Alternate interior angles. Each problem is separate.
Okay, that's what I said. Wait a minute.
Which I just said that.
That makes sense.
Each problem's separate.
105.
Okay, so it's the exact same way on the quiz. So people who are paying attention to this are not going to have that question. Number 13, please solve for x. You have 30 seconds.
I don't know.
Okay, well, what are those two angles to each other since you see that they are parallel? And everybody needs to look to see if it's parallel before you start the problems.
They equal the same thing, so it'd be equal.
Why are they equal?
Because they're parallel.
They're corresponding angles. So 10x plus 3 is equal to 9x plus 11.
Oh yeah, I messed that up.
So subtract 9x. X plus 3 equals 11. Subtract 3. X equals 8.
Yeah. No offense.
Okay.
Right. Sensitive.
For some reason, these aren't on the picture. Okay. Is there enough information to show that angle 2 is congruent to angle 6? You should have said no. There are no parallel signs. Now,
Those parallel signs.
Are you sure?
they look like this, little triangle colored in triangles. So if those were there, then you would say yes. And why would you say yes?
Because they're corresponding.
They're corresponding.
Told you.
I almost said consecutive.
Now, if I said this, let's change this up. If I said that angle 2 and angle 6, if you had this as your picture, and I said this is line S and this is line T, is line S and line T parallel? If you say no, okay. If you say yes, you got to tell me why. What are those two angles to each other?
They're not 90 degrees. I'm sorry, I'm still talking.
Corresponding angles, Converse theorem. So if you're trying to prove that two lines are parallel, you have to add the word converse behind it. Anyway, that's not on the quiz, but it'll be on the test.